Okay, so
Well,
welcome to another episode of Unhinged and More. This is
a
obviously
special episode.
completely very special episode. This is outside of our regular scheduled programming. I'm going to cut right to the chase because I really don't want to be here long. So yesterday there was a video made by Jackie Aina, to which she was addressing some, I guess you could say, her feelings towards certain creators. But it was very obvious that the video was directed towards me because she said, and I quote, "I don't know her name, but I know she's light skinned and looks like Taraji P. Henson." If you don't know, I've been called Taraji P. Henson.
A
as well
compliment of the
as,
highest order. Taraji
you
is a
know,
living legend.
right. I've been called Taraji, Journey Smollett, and Tisha Campbell pretty much my whole life. So as soon as she said that, I knew the video was about me. So I did watch the entire 8-minute video multiple times because I wanted to make sure I could address every point and in detail. So the first thing I want to start with is she said something along the lines of she's not a fan of dogpiling, and she feels like because she has a larger platform, she's held to a higher standard. And I think that's an unfair thing to say, considering this video is aiding in a dog pile, because you have to put into perspective the videos that she's referencing that I made were made months prior. So as of right now, if you haven't really been tapped into TikTok, I'll do a brief intermission to kind of explain where all this is coming from. Over the past couple of days, weeks even, there's been this narrative being spun about me, Mecca, and a few of our other mutuals, and that we are mean girls, we are cliquey. We've even been called the Super Five at some point, and everybody is honestly having different people who they want to interject into the Super Five, essentially saying that we are a group of creators that engage in dogpiling of others. That narrative has been spread across the app, and I've softly addressed it, but not fully, because I honestly felt like there was no base to it. It was just people talking. So I really didn't give too much attention to it. I laughed with it because, I mean, if you want to call me a Super Five, then I'm just going to joke with it because I just don't care that much. So because that is currently being talked about and that is currently trending on TikTok, Jackie took it upon herself to interject herself into the conversation and say, well, as a matter of fact, I've also had run-ins with this one specific creator and her other followers. So it makes sense that they are all friends because she's had quote unquote negative interactions with all of us. So I want to start off by saying, actually, I'm going to play my first video. I've only ever made 3 videos about Jackie Aina to date. I've only ever made 3. The first video I made was in reference to Auntie Gate, if you remember. So a couple of months ago, there was conversation about people calling Jackie Aina auntie. As you know, colloquially speaking, Black people call other Black people or, women aunties if they're a certain age, just kind of like as a term of endearment or whatever. And people were calling her auntie like on the slide. Jackie has since said that she doesn't like it for her own reasons, and you can kind of go see what those reasons are. And she said she doesn't like it. She doesn't like people call her auntie. And because of that, I guess people continue to call her auntie, and she then essentially kind of started blocking people for calling her that. And that was her essentially keeping to what she called her boundary. So this is the first video I made. I'm just going to play the audio. The visual isn't important, so that you can see essentially what exactly I said in reference to that situation.
I'm just saying. Telling everybody not to call you auntie is a very auntie thing to do. That's all I'm saying. And I just think that's funny. You know what's real lame? Getting on here and telling us, so I literally got blocked by insert name. Girl, you are so excited to be blocked. Like, you are so excited to be blocked. Girl, if you don't go somewhere. As somebody who is approaching 30, I can definitely understand you being like, have you seen my childhood? Because damn, it's like I graduated high school 10 years ago. It's definitely a weird thing. But at the same token, like, I don't wish I was still 18. I'm so happy to be almost 28, Like, you gotta just sit in it. And even if your childhood passed you by, it doesn't take away the opportunity for you to live life. But we are getting old, and that's, as the old folks say, a blessing. Amen. But also, blocking people for calling you auntie, I'm not mad at it. I once blocked a bitch because she said she didn't get the joke that I said on here. Well, get your unfunny ass up on out of here, ho. So, you know what I'm saying? To each his own. To each his own.
I have also, so I was not as meticulous as Jamila in terms of going to find the videos. I make 7 videos a day, and I've had TikTok for 4 years. I simply did not have the gusto to do all that scrolling. But I was also taught, if you talk shit, you remember the things you say. Something that I'm known for saying is spirit of Jackie Aina on me, right? And that's because, as Jamila referenced in her video, we block people if we don't like what you say, if you don't get the joke. That was not said with malice intent. It's more of a compliment. And to what I said about the auntie conversation, I'm someone who believes in changing your thoughts at the very top, because this happened within the last 2 years. Because I remember this was before I started my business. I was still working at another spot, so it's been about 2 years. I didn't get it at first. I definitely did make a video like, oh, this is not a big deal. And then as time has gone on, I have literally referenced the very first video I made and said, hey, as we inch closer to 30, now you said you was almost 28, bitch, we almost 29 now. I still don't think it's a big deal, but I see where Jackie was coming from. You guys say it to be shady. You guys say it to try and make it a job. My thoughts are changing because I'm keeping on living, and I'm seeing, and I see where she's coming from. All this has also been said in real time.
Right. And so I wanted to play that because, again, like I said, I don't want, if you're going to reference something that I said about you, Jackie, then I want everybody to see exactly what you're talking about. So I'll start there. This narrative of you blocking people is not something that I created. This is something that's been started way before I even made a video about you. It's known that if you say something kind of shady towards Jackie, that Jackie's going to block you. That's not a bad thing. And I've always said that. I don't think that's an issue. As a matter of fact, I think it's commendable that you just block somebody instead of going back and forth. I think that's what should have been done in this entire Super 5 situation. But I'll move on past that. You said in your video, I couldn't tell you her name. All I could tell you is that she's light-skinned and looks like Taraji P. Henson. And what I say to that is, Jackie, shade, no shade. I know that you were trying to be funny when you did that. Even though I understand that a lot of people say that I do look like Taraji P. Henson. However, I do recognize shade when I hear it. So I'm not going to let you, I know you was trying to be shady, because if you can remember, which you've blocked me for several months now, that you remember that I look like Taraji, but you can't for some reason remember my name. I think if you were going to make a video about me, I would have rather you just said my name. I honestly would have, because I think that you trying to slickly call me somebody else, especially because you said, do with that information what you will after that.
It's messy.
It was messy. And it's okay, because I'm messy.
Okay.
So I got the joke, and it's like, I wasn't mad at that point. I wasn't mad at Taraji. So in reference to the most recent situation for which I made a video about you, I'm going to play that first video so that we can all be on the same page. So this is in reference to a couple months back. She changed her name on her profile or on her pages, and people noticed. So they started making videos, I guess, congratulating her for officially tying the knot with her at one point fiance. And so this narrative had changed on TikTok from what I saw. Oh, apparently Jackie blocked somebody because they said congratulations, kind of blew her spot up essentially for getting married. This, again, is a narrative that I did not create. I saw the conversations happening on my timeline just as everybody else. This is the video I made in reference to that.
Now, y'all know Jackie Aina is a strict bitch, and she runs a tight ship. She is no nonsense. So I know y'all not getting up on here saying shit like, ooh, finally she got married. Girl, you know she gonna block you quicker than you can get a candle from her new line. Jackie really do not be playing with y'all, and it'd be so funny to me, because every time she get the blocking folks for doing some bullshit, y'all be like, Can you believe I literally got blocked by Jackie Aina because I said she was an auntie? Like, yeah, I can't believe that because I've been following Jackie since like fucking 2013. I know that lady very well. Do you? That's like getting surprised that Beyonce doesn't release a song because it got leaked. Duh! You got to know who you a fan of, sister. Jackie don't play with us like that. Y'all should know that if you really follow her. Y'all know you gotta just sit back and let Jackie tell us her business little by little. You just gotta be a spectator. Now, thanks to y'all, she may not even give us the goddamn footage because y'all talk too motherfucking much. Jackie, I still want to see the pictures though, sister. Congratulations.
Now, that was the video. I will say, if you are not familiar with my content, my banter, the way that I talk, the way that I carry on, I can understand the first line hitting her like a ton of bricks. You know, she's a strict bitch. Now, let me say in full retrospect, I cuss a lot. I have a very bad cussing habit, and I talk very off the cuff, very raw. So I can understand if she's seen that video and seen nothing else from me, her being kind of like, okay, that was a bit abrasive. Because she did say in her video that, you know, if we don't have some type of rapport, then you can't joke with me like that. I understand that. So when I found out that I was blocked, I wasn't really upset. It was like, damn, like she might have just misunderstood my joke. And that's okay. It was still not an issue. This is the video that came right after when I essentially noticed that I was blocked by her.
Hey, I'm sad. What was the final straw? I didn't even say. I blame Mecca.
Now let's insert the I blame Mecca.
Right.
I'm used to people going and finding my videos for me. I'm a little bit spoiled by TikTok at this point, and I don't delete videos. Like everyone else who was going to see where they blocked by Jackie, I went and checked, and I was blocked. And I made a video chuckling about it. I probably said bitch. Because we both, that's how we speak. And I don't think anything was said that was wrong.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't like, oh my God, ew, Jackie blocked me. Yeah. It was like, girl, I feel you. Like that. Yeah. I know that was the tone of the video. Because
And I saw that video. Yeah. And that's what made me check.
And that's what made you check. Because I saw someone else's video. Yeah. And then the whole I blame Mecca thing, I can't even remember where that came from because that should be happening so fast.
I was going to say, I just said that to be funny. Oh, like, yeah. That I blame
Jamila said I blame Mecca because I had made them mad about something else. Mm-hmm. And she just said, I blame Mecca at the end, which is now a joke. I blame Mecca, like, you know, Queen Naisha. But, yeah. I mean,
so I want to start there, though, because that is actually a huge point of contention. So Jackie said in her video that I created this narrative that I blocked her because of my video defending her, when in actuality, I was blocked 3 months prior. And I'm going to say this and say this now. I need everybody to hear me clearly. How in the hell would I know that I was blocked 3 months prior if I was blocked? You don't get a notification when you're blocked. Nobody tells you, hey, everybody, just so you know, Jackie Aina blocked you. I did not know that. That does not, why it doesn't make sense for me to sit up here and create a video. And I mean this with all respect. I don't need to make a video claiming to be blocked by Jackie Aina to get views. I was already a large creator when this happened. I was already getting views. I was already stamped in my own personal platform. I don't have to make a 20-second video laughing at the fact that I'm blocked by Jackie Aina in order to get views. And to say that and to insinuate that, pretty low. I don't really, that's lame to me, to be quite honest.
I would also like to insert, I don't know what's going on with the blocking and unblocking with her team, but I texted you because, again, we were both blocked at this point. We thought it was funny. It wasn't a big deal. Mm-hmm. In the past couple months, I've been unblocked, and I know that because I've seen her on my For You page. Mm-hmm. I've seen her on my live, or, you know, they pop up on live. I haven't engaged because, okay. Yeah. And I haven't even really, I think I may have mentioned it on live or something. Yeah, but I have not made a dedicated video being like, oh, Jackie unblocked me, because it's not that deep. So, but what I did notice is after she made this video, we can't see it. Now we're blocked again.
I definitely stayed blocked, and she also went ahead and was thorough and blocked me on Instagram as well after this.
And that's
but I
all
want to
right.
make it very clear that after that situation, these are the only videos to date that exist of me talking about Jackie Aina. And that is the God honest truth. You can go through my page and find any other video that you want to, because she specifically said she blocked me 3 months prior because I was making fun of her. You can, if you watch those videos that I just showed y'all and you feel as though still that I was making fun of Jackie, then that's just gonna have to be your perception, because it just is what it is.
Jamila had me up till 2 a.m. last night looking for them damn videos, y'all. Scrolling.
I did, because if you're gonna say I did something, we're gonna talk about that. I really don't like when people put out a fake narrative about me. I'm not saying that was Jackie's intention. I truly don't know what Jackie's intentions were, and I can't speak towards somebody's intentions. I can only respond to what I'm seeing. She also said that I engaged in age shaming her. Again, that's not true. I've never age shamed her. The only thing I said was blocking somebody for calling you auntie is a very auntie thing to do. I also said in the same video that I also be blocking people for random ass things. I'm also 28 and I've also been called auntie multiple times. I don't think that I think that what's happening is you have run across my videos and you have created this narrative of who I am based off of a 20-second clip, which again is fair, and that's just how the game goes. But it's not fair for you to take a 20-second clip and create a narrative of what my content is. Because you also said I'm a serial yapper, and that means my content is lacking because that's all I engage in. That lets me know everything I need to know, because you don't know my content, Jackie, and that's okay. I'm not imploring you to go do your research on me. You don't have to do that. You don't have to know my content. But I think it's irresponsible of you and for your 3 million followers on TikTok alone to get on here and to spread misinformation about me, and then to try to, wrap it up in a nice, pretty bow by saying, but I don't engage in dogpiling, and I don't want you guys to go do that. I don't want you guys to do that. I think that that's really disingenuous. I think if you create a video about somebody and say that they engaged in bullying you, and you sit here and say that because the bullying was so bad and I did all these things, you had to block me, you have to know what's going to come of that. There are a lot of people that adore you. You have a lot of really, really amazing fans. And of course, they're going to want to defend you.
And I think
that's the way that it goes.
Or leave it on the playground, Leonard.
Exactly.
Because some accusations, then you got to put names behind.
Right. And you also said that because of those videos, I engage in dog whistles by saying certain things that may not necessarily be, obvious and upfront, but I allow my comment section to essentially do my dirty work for me in shit talk. And I'm here to tell you that the call is coming from inside the house. What you did in that video is exactly what you've been accusing me of doing. You got on your platform and you started to talk about me in a negative way and allowed for your comment section to do your dirty work for you. My feed is now flooded with people in here saying, why did you lie on Jackie? You liar. Why did you lie on Jackie? Taraji B. Henson. That's what's my comments. So yeah, Jody, you did engage in that. And it's just, I think it's pretty lame. And to end off your video and say, I just want to be left alone. My question to you is, if you wanted to be left alone, why would you create this video? You were not in this conversation at all. You were not brought up at all. You had nothing to do with the Super 5 conversation. You interjected yourself because you saw people already talking about me. You saw that there was a narrative going around that I was a mean girl, and you saw this was your opportunity to get in where you fit in. I have a story. I want to add my 2 cents in there. I too have a negative experience with this girl. And let me just say, let's talk about the colorism tip. I'm not going to shy away from that. You kind of suggested that because of the way that I look, I'm going to be perceived one way versus the way that you look, and you're going to be perceived another versus, depending on how we talk. And you're right about that. I can't help that because I'm light skinned, no matter what I say, the perception that I have is going to be different than when a dark skinned woman is saying similar or different things. However, that is not what's happening in this situation. You said that I bullied you and I was mean to you and I made fun of you and I age shamed you and I lied about knowing when I was blocked to gather engagement. That is not what happened. The way people are going to perceive us is outside of our control. I cannot help how I'm perceived. All I can do is me. I can only be myself. I can only respond in the way that I respond. I don't want to invalidate your feelings about anything, but I also think if you can have strong feelings, so can I. If you can feel upset about something, so can I. This was very upsetting. I said in one of my other videos, which you saw, I've been following you since probably before 2013. As you can see right up here, I am an OG YouTube girl as well. So to see somebody who I look up to do this is very, very upsetting, because I've always loved your content. You're a pioneer when it comes to beauty influence.
That's something that we both have
nobody
said.
would ever take that away from you. And so I, like I said in my videos, I did come in to defend you in my own way. I am not your cookie cutter influencer. I don't speak in PC code every time, because that's not who I am. I am a comedian and I am a writer. So yes, I am absolutely going to add a joke whenever I talk about almost anything, because that is who I am. And that's how I got my following. So now that I've addressed all of the things that you said in your video, I want to talk about myself for a little bit, because what I don't like is when people try to flip the script and tell me about myself. I'm going to do that for me. Okay. I started making content in 2011. Okay. On YouTube with my little brother, we were making comedy skits. Okay. Fast forward to gaining a following back on TikTok around 2020. I have again gained another following here
Jamila,
because of
let 'em know
comedic
how
content.
you got on, because that's stuff that still comes up in your comments. Are you the black parents versus white parents girl? She is.
I am. So to say that I'm to minimize and to water down my content to just yapping about TikTok drama, that ain't even me, sister. You Google me, you can Google me literally.
Don't you have a production company?
Content. I do. I graduated from Georgia State University with a film degree and a minor in journalism and communication.
Ain't you Kamala Soror?
I don't take well to people telling my story for me. This YouTube plaque I got right here came from me getting over 100. This is the old YouTube plaques, by the way. They don't even look like this no more. This came from me getting 100,000 subscribers before 2015. So understand that I can't let you slide with that one, sister.
Wait,
I can't let
Jamila,
you slide with that one.
Aren't you also a doula?
I am a labor doula. I assist women in labor. Let's talk about the content that I do now, because I know you wanted to say that I'm a yapper, which I'll take that. I do yap, and I'm a talkative individual. Exactly. I'm a Gemini, all of those things. The content that I create on TikTok is a wide range of content. I make political content talking about the inequities between race, class, and gender. I'm a doula, so I talk about the disparities of Black women in healthcare, specifically maternal health, because I am a mother as well, and I've experienced medical racism, so it's something that I'm very pivotal on. It's actually something I'm doing research on right now. I do comedic content, and I create skits about funny things that's happening all around us. I do a lot of TV commentary because I do work in television and I like to watch TV, and I talk about that. I talk about things that are popular or going on in pop culture, social phenomenons. That's what I do. And anybody who's been following me for even a week would know that I don't stay on a topic very long. I move on. So I'm going to move on from this topic as well. At the very end, you said you don't expect a civil response. You don't really expect anything to come out of this. And to that I say, again, you don't know me very well. We've since invited you on our podcast. I would implore you to come on so we can have a sit down and kind of flesh this out. I wanted to respond personally first because I think that I was owed that, considering you can make an 8-minute video about me on TikTok. I think it's only fair that I get an opportunity to respond uninterrupted first, but I would love to move forward. And for me, that looks like us sitting down and just having a conversation, because I think that's what was missing in the first place, a conversation. Because I think it's very clear based off of all the videos that I've shown today, that you simply misunderstood me, my content, and my banter and humor, and that I can understand. I can understand that. But what I don't appreciate is taking the misunderstanding that you took from my videos and creating that and making that the truth and making that the narrative and using that as your, on your platform. So I'll have that open invitation to you. I would love to talk to you more. I would love to leave this where it is, because I don't think it's productive for two Black women to be talking like this when we could be elevating, considering the disparities that Black people have in this space specifically, some of which you've spoken on your platform many a times. I would hope that you understand the severity and how this looks. So again, we invite you on. Hopefully we can make amends and move forward.
Because, yeah, girl, you taught me how to do a cut crease when I was 16. I ain't got no smoke with you. And I do want to take responsibility. The part about the bottles being ugly, that was me. But I think you left out the full sentence. I said, the bottles are ugly. They look like they are from Ross. I know that because I be in Ross, but the perfume smells very, very good. It does. Great product. I'm a perfume girl.
Well,
and I'll take it a step further. I'm sorry. I apologize for saying the bottles were ugly.
I do want to offer an apology because I think it's only fair. I do want to apologize for the perception of how I engage with you online. I think it's, like I said, because I am a avid curse word user.
It's off-putting.
Commentary can be very abrasive, especially if somebody, you know how you ever meet a girl and she's like, don't call me bitch. Just like you don't have that banter with them. It's like, okay, you're one, you don't really, you don't like to play like that. And that's cool. You know, I don't know you personally. And so I recognize that, you know, watching those videos can be a little bit off-putting at face value. But I think if you take another look at it from a different lens and consider that that's just how I speak about everybody and about everything, then you'll understand that nothing I said was personal. But, you know, I do want to still apologize for the way that it came across, because clearly it affected you in some kind of way. Those were not my intentions, but
impact over intentions. We take full responsibility for whatever feelings we stirred up in you, and hopefully we can resolve them and come to a resolution. First impressions are anything, but second impressions make the world go round. So if you are interested in discussing, talking, making amends, we're open, we're here. We do not plan on talking about this on TikTok simply because I'm very interested in proving you wrong in terms of not having, what you say, the respectful, I didn't remember the line, Jamila, sorry.
A civil resolution. Yeah.
You know, we don't want to aid and abet in too much mess. Now, I'll be honest, I'm a yapper. Jamila has a lot. I also do have a lot going for myself, but I did build my platform on giving my opinions on pop culture, celebrity, and what's going on. And I'm okay. I own it. It's nothing that, if that is said about me, I feel ashamed of. I have amassed almost 1 million off of giving my opinions. People care about what I have to say. And I can understand when someone else with a sizable platform has people saying things and agreeing with them, and they're not, you don't see them as favorable towards you. It is off-putting, and you feel like, okay, girl, I don't fuck with you. And that is not the case. That was never my intention. And I'm also, like I said, open to changing my thoughts. I encourage my followers to do this all the time, and I will take responsibility at the top, because it was a couple years ago when Jackie first asked us to stop calling her auntie, which I never called her auntie, because I was like, I actually call older people auntie, and I don't see Jackie as old, right? I was like, what's the big deal? And slowly, as we creep towards 30, in real time, it's on TikTok. I see where Jackie was coming from. You bitches trying to be shady. I don't think it's a big deal, but I see where she was coming from. You bitches trying to be fun with it, right? It's not a term of endearment when you're trying to dunk on someone for their age. And so, we can beat a dead horse. But again, we apologize for whatever feelings our content has stirred up in you. And like I said, I won't be talking about it on TikTok.
Yeah, this is, I'm not going to drag this, because this is as much as I want you to know that, considering we got on our podcast and have now been talking for 30 minutes, that actually shows how much we respect you, because I don't ever give nobody no attention.
Let me tell you something. what you said at the beginning, Jackie is a pioneer.
Mm-hmm.
We would be remiss if we didn't say she has opened doors for girls like us. I don't do makeup content. I don't do beauty content. But I was a kid on YouTube at a time where there were not a lot of Black women to look at, if at any at all. But there was Jackie.
Right.
And we are not people who are not going to give motherfuckers their tens. And
Right.
Jackie, I'm not calling you a motherfucker. That's just how I talk. We are giving you your tens right now. You are a pioneer. You are an OG. I mean that with the utmost respect. I'm from California. And when I say you are a YouTube OG, you did this so that we can do this now. People are walking on the path that you literally carved. So thank you. Also, thank you for that.
And with that, I wanted to also be known that because we revere you as a pioneer, I think it's also important that even though I am offering apologies and I'm saying, there's intent over impact, I want you to reflect as well. I don't think it's fair for you to be able to say any and everything. Nobody is above critique, and neither are you. I want you to still sit back and reflect. And be honest with yourself about how this came about, because there are apologies to go around. And just as you have built a career and a brand off of being a beauty influencer, me and Mecca are on our way to doing the same things. We are building brands and building businesses based off of coming up off of this here TikTok app. And hopefully, and not even hopefully, we will, continue to grow and blossom and hope to gain a different level of success based off of the following that we have, developed organically through this app. We have created a following, and that following, they engage with us and they like our content. And I know you understand what that's like to want to make your supporters proud of you and to want to continually drop content that you feel makes sense for you. And I'm going to continue to do what I've always been doing. And I hope that you can understand where we're coming from with that.
All right.
So, yeah.
Well, thanks for listening to this special episode of Unhinged Immoral. Tap in every Thursday. I'm Mecca, known as Mecca Belly on TikTok and anything else.
I'm Jamila.
And y'all have a great rest of your day.
Yes. Unhinged and Immoral is hosted by Jamila Bell and Mecca Evans.
Produced by Melissa D. Montz and Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lawrence.
Production assistance by Melody D. Watson.
Music by Audie and Brooklyn Billionaires.